Hello friends, this is Chetan from GT Networks, Hair Statistics News. Hope you all are doing good. Today let us discuss the solutions of KSET 2020 statistics. First let's take question number 72. Let Xn be a Markov chain with states 0, 1, 2 with the following transition matrix. And what is the probability that he has asked x3 equals to given x1 equal to 0. It's a very straightforward question. So first of all, what he has asked is, say you are going from state 0, say you are starting from state 0 and reaching state 2 in how many steps? 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1, that is 2. So P0 in you have to reach state 2 from state 0 in 2 steps. Okay, it's very easy. First let us put the diagram. So from 0 to 0 there is one arc, so I have put 1 by 2 here, and from 0 to 1 there is no arc because the probability is 0, so I have not put any arc here. And from 0 to 2 it is the probability of reaching from 0 to 2, it is 1 by 2, so 0 to 2 1 by 2 I have put here. And from 1 to 0 it is 1 by 3, and 1 to 1 it is 2 by 3. Then 1 to 2 there is no probability here, so since here it is 0, there is no arc. And from 2 is reaching to 2 only, it is not going anywhere, so 2 to 2 with the probability 1. So how can you reach from state 0 to state 2 in 2 steps? So these are the possible ways. So you may start with 0 and go to 0, and then from 0 to 2, this is the one of the possible ways. Or else you may go from 0 to 1, then 1 to 2, or else from 0 to 2 and then 2 to 2 itself. Substitute the probabilities given here. So here it is 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, and the probability of reaching from 0 to 1 there is no value, so it is 0. See here from the diagram you can see that 0 to 1 there is no arc, so the probability is 0, and 1 to 2 there is no arc, so the probability is 0. And from 0 to 2 it is 1 by 2, so I have substituted, and 2 to 2, and that is the probability of reaching its self loop, so that is 1. So after substituting you will get answer 3 by 4, that is answer A. Okay, and next question. What is next question? Suppose that minus 5, minus 8, minus 1, minus 10, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9 are independent observations from uniform minus theta and theta, where theta is greater than 0 and theta is unknown. What is the ML of theta? So it's very means obvious question. The questions on uniform distribution will be always be asked. So if X follows uniform AB, we have that PDF is given by 1 by B minus A, and X lies between A and B. Okay, and since here it is given by minus theta to theta, so 1 by B, what is B? B is theta minus of minus theta, that is A, so 1 by 2 theta, and this xi, all xi lies between minus theta to plus theta. And to find the MLE, what we do is usually we maximize it. For what value of theta we will find it. So for what value of theta this is going to be maximized, that is the MLE. So first of all we are going to take the likelihood here. What is likelihood? You are going to make product for I rank from 1 to n of f of xi. So after making products, it is 1 upon 2 theta to the power n, because it is multiplied n times. So here it is, and minus theta is less than x1. Here x1, x2, so on up to xn, these are the order statistics. And pi equal to log L. After taking the log, you can see that here minus n log 2 theta, and this is indicator function, that is minus theta is less than xi, where xi is ith order statistics, and that should be less than theta. So one can make out that minus theta is less than x1 and xn is less than theta. Xn is the nth order statistic, this is the first order statistic. So xn is less than theta and theta is greater than minus x1. So whichever after differentiating this, you have to find the maximum value of theta. So you have to differentiate it first, and after differentiating you will get that this is a negative function, this is decreasing in theta. So since it is decreasing in theta, whichever value is closer to theta, that will be the MLE. Okay, So to maximize phi, this is phi. To maximize this, what value of theta you have to take? You have to take the maximum of xn and maximum of minus x1. So you have to take the maximum between these two. So what is xn? From the data you can see that this 9 is the highest order statistic and this minus 10 is the lowest, that is x1, other first order statistic. So minus of minus 10 and 9. So maximum is 10 here. So answer is A. Okay. Let us move to next question. Here it's also a straightforward question based on the direct results. Given that x has t distribution with degrees of freedom n and expectation of x is 0 and expectation of x square is infinity, then what is the value of n? It's a straightforward question. So you know that the expectation of x square is given by n minus 2 and expectation of x is always 0. For t distribution the mean is always 0 and expectation of x square is given by n minus 2. If you know this expression you can solve it easily, and this has been given as infinity. This has been given as infinity means the denominator must be 0. So the denominator must be 0 means n equal to 2. Okay. When n equals 2, then this will hold. So answer is B. And next the question is on probability. You have two coins. A fair one with probability of head is 1 by 2. A fair means the probability of obtaining head as well as tail is 1 by 2. And an unfair coin. Unfair coin means the probability of obtaining head differs with probability of obtaining tail. So here it is 1 by 3. But otherwise look identical. Means you cannot differentiate whether this is fair or unfair. But there are two coins. A coin is selected at random and tossed, falling head up. How likely it is for the fair coin? So this is the question. So he has tossed the coin and he has obtained head. So let us say there are two coins, coin 1 and coin 2. Okay. The probability of obtaining head in coin 1 is 1 by 2 and the probability of obtaining head in coin 2 is 1 by 3. So coin 2 is, this is unfair coin and this is a fair coin. So what I write is probability of obtaining head given it is first coin. Okay. Since the first coin has the probability of obtaining head as 1 by 2, I write probability of obtaining head from the first coin. Okay, given that it is from the first coin. And similarly, the probability of obtaining head from the second coin, what has been given, it is 3. Okay. So first what he has asked is the head has occurred. See, a coin is selected at random and tossed, falling up head. So the head is there. Okay. So what are the ways to obtain this head? Either you select first coin and then toss. Okay. Either you select first coin and then toss, then obtain head, or you select this second coin and then toss, then you obtain head. There are two possible ways. So probability of obtaining head can be put in this form. Okay. What is the and he says that the two out of two coins, a coin is selected randomly. A coin is selected randomly means the probability of obtaining any coin is 1 by 2. Okay. So here it is 1 by 2, probability of obtaining coin 1, and probability of obtaining head when coin 1 is given, that is 1 by 2. Okay, 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 plus probability of obtaining coin 2, this is also 1 by 2 because the two coins are chosen at random. So probability of obtaining coin 2 is 1 by 2, and what is the probability of head given it is from coin 2, it is 1 by 3 has given. So the probability of obtaining head in two possible ways can be listed here. It is 5 by 12. And then what he has asked is the head is observed. See here the head is observed. What is the probability that it is from the fair coin? So I have taken fair coin as coin 1. So the head is observed, head is occurred. What is the probability that it is from the fair coin? So for that the formula is probability of H given C1 into probability of C1. That is, you have to select the fair coin first, that is probability of C1, and then obtain the head divided by total what is the probability of head. This is total possible outcome. Okay, that is 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 divided by 5 by 12, 3 by 5. Answer is D. Okay, it needs little bit of computations, but it can be solved within 2-3 minutes. And let us go to next question. In a 2 power 4 factorial design, which of the following interactions are confounded with the following blocks? So it's a little bit cumbersome exercise. So first of all, if you want to look at which of the following interactions are confounded, suppose here the options are AB, AC, ABC, ABCD. So if you want to look at whether ABCD is confounded, see if A is present, you have to take -1. If A is not there, then you have to take +1. So here all are there, A -1, B -1, C -1, D -1, and you have to multiply this. After multiplying, you will get this. So you have to segregate the signs which are for the, means here it is plus plus plus, you have to segregate, and here it is minus minus, and then this is block 1 and this is block 2. Okay, that has been there. This has been observed. So A, B, C, D is confounded. If you want to check for AB, then you have to take A -1, B -1, C +1, D +1, because here A and B are present. So you have to take A -1, B -1 into C +1, D +1. After checking this, you will get this. Okay. Next question, it's almost a direct question if you know the concept. Boys arrive in a queue according to a Poisson process with rate alpha 1, and girls arrive in a same queue according to another Poisson process with the rate alpha 2. The arrival of boys and girls are independent. Here you have to observe that the both arrivals of boys and girls are independent. What is the probability that the first arrival in a queue is a girl? Okay, it's a very simple question, so you can answer it. Probability of arrival rate of boys is alpha 1, and here it is alpha 2. The first arrival is girl is, so since the rate of girl arrival of girl rate is alpha 2, so you have to take alpha 2, and the total probability is alpha 1 plus alpha 2. So this is the answer B. And next, let us look at the next question. What is the probability that a particular unit is included in a sample of size n from a population with of size n using simple random sampling without replacement? Without replacement means after obtaining the sample, you are not returning it to the box or from the population. Okay, suppose there are 10 population units, and you are taking a random sample of size say 3, and after taking first sample, then that first sample is not replaced back to the population. So that is the meaning of simple random sampling without replacement, and the answer for this is n by n. Option B. Option B is the right answer. And let us look at the next question. The relative precision in terms of intra-class correlation between units of systematic sample mean with the simple random sample mean under usual notations is given by. So you have to know a few basic concepts about sampling here. The variance of systematic sampling is given by n-1 by n by n into s square into 1 plus rho into n-1. Here it is intra-class correlation coefficient, and for simple random sampling it is n minus n by n into s square. And if you take the ratio, they has asked the relative precision, so take variance of y bar sy divided by variance of y bar srs. So this term will cancel, n into n, this n into n will cancel, and this s square will go with this. So n minus 1 by n minus n into this term. So option C is the right answer. And let us look at question number 82. If x and n greater than or equal to 0 is a Markov chain with the states 0, 1, 2, 3, the transition probabilities, this matrix is given, and what is the stationary distribution? So to find out the stationary distribution, the formula is pi dash into p minus I. This is pi dash into p minus I is the equal to 0. That is the formula to find out stationary distribution. If you refer my videos in the Markov chain, I have mentioned the property that if for a doubly stochastic matrix, what do you mean by doubly stochastic matrix? If the row sum is 0, then the matrix is called as stochastic matrix. If a row sum and as well as column sum, if both are 0, then so both are 1 equals to 1, then that is called as doubly stochastic matrix. Okay, that is both row sum and column sum should be 1. Okay, in stochastic matrix, row sum should always be equals to 1. But if in addition to that, if column sum is equals to 1, then that matrix is known as doubly stochastic matrix. So if you know the result, and if you check that, if see here 2 plus 3 it is 5, So 5 by 5, this column sum is 1, and 3 plus 2, here it is 3 plus 2, 5 by 5. So here row sum is 1 and column sum is 1. So if that is the case, then the stationary distribution is directly given by, it is 1 upon n times, where n is the number of states. Here the number of states are 3, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So here number of states are 3. So the answer is 1 by 3, 1 by 3. It's a direct result based question. Okay, answer is D. Next question. If x and y are IID with characteristic function phi, what is the characteristic function of x minus y? Okay. I have uploaded video on characteristics function also. You can watch there. X and y are IID. IID means independent and identically distributed. With the characteristic function phi, then characteristic function of x minus y. See, what is characteristic function? It is expectation of e to the power itx. Okay, and what has been asked, what is the characteristic function of x minus y? So pi of x minus y of t is given by e power itx. In place of x, you have to put x minus y, and since it is a exponential, I write e power itx into I minus of t into y. Okay, and then e power itx, expectation of e to power itx, I will take expectation inside, since these are independent. So I will take expectation inside. This has been given as pi, and this is pi y of minus t. So after combining, you will get, this is modulus of pi square into modulus of pi whole square. Okay, so the answer is B. Okay, if he has asked for x plus y, then the answer would be this. For x minus y, the answer is this. Okay, answer B is the right answer. And here the question on classification has been asked. It's a very straightforward question. The following table gives classification of number of members in two population pi 1 and pi 2. Here it is the actual membership and predicted membership. So first you have to take the total of this, 20 plus 5 plus 3 plus 25. Take the total, that is denominator. And what is the probability of misclassification here? Actually it is pi 1 and it is noted as pi 2, and here actually the predicted number is pi 1, but actually it is pi 2, but it is predicted as pi 1. So these are the misclassified items. So 5 plus 3, it is 8 divided by total of this. So I have solved it here. See, if you take this A, B, C, D, this is nothing B plus C by A plus B plus C plus D into 100. So after solving, the answer is D. Okay. Next question. If A1 and A2 are two events, then probability of A union A2 equals A1, probability of A1 plus probability of A2. When? So when this case is possible. So let us check all the possibles, all the options here. So what has been given? This is equation. I will call this as equation 1. Probability of A1 union A2 is given by probability of A1 plus probability of A2 minus probability of A1 intersection A2. This is the formula. Okay. And if A1 and A2 are independent, what is the meaning of independent? Probability of A1 intersection A2 is equals probability of A1 into probability of A2. This is the meaning of probability of A1 intersection A2. That is A1 and A2 are independent. If these are independent, this case will hold. So, but if you put this in equation 1, A1 union A2, this will not hold. Okay, because probability of A1 plus probability of A2 minus probability of A1 into probability of A2. So this term will be subtracted from here. So this is not equal to 1. So 1 does not hold here. And if A1 is contained in A2, A1 is contained in A2 means A1 is a subset of A2. Okay, if A1 is subset of A2, then probability of A1 is less than or equal to probability of A2. This is the property. It means that probability of A1 intersection A2 is A1, because A1 is contained in A2, and if you take the intersection, it is nothing but probability of A1. So you are subtracting A1 here. So this term here, in this term you will get probability of A1, A1 plus A2, probability of A1 plus probability of A2 minus probability of A1. So probability of A1, probability of A1 will get cancelled, and probability of A1 union A2 is equal to probability of A2 itself. So 1 does not hold here in this case also. Similarly in other case, if A2 is contained in A1, then what is the value of A1 intersection A2? It is probability of A2. So probability of A2 will come here, this probability of A2, and this will cancel. This is equal to probability of A1. And if other case, that is a1 and a2 are mutually exclusive means probability of a1 intersection a2 is equals to 0. So here there is no common thing. So if this is the case, then only this 1 will hold. Okay, this term should be 0. If this term is 0, then this will hold. So option is that it is mutually exclusive, option NP. Then probability of, that is a mass function, probability mass function is given by NCX p power x and 1 minus p to the power n minus x. So substitute x equal to n here. So after substituting x equal to n, NCN is 1, p power n, and 1 minus p power n minus 1. N minus n is 0, so 1 minus p to the power 0 is 1. So here it is p power n. Okay, and n minus 1. Substitute n minus 1 here. So NCN minus 1 is, that is n, and substitute n minus 1 here. So p to the power n minus 1. After substituting n minus 1 here, it is 1 minus p. So he has given the equation here. So after substituting, it is 3 by 10 times this. So I will take that equation here. P power n equal to 3 by 10 times this. So after simplifying, we will get this equation. This is 10 by 3 equals n into 1 minus p by n, 1 minus p by p. So substitute all the values here given in options. So D will satisfy this. Okay, this is a trial and error method. Now let's move to next question, that is 80th question. Let x and y be independent standard exponential random variables. Okay, which of the following is correct? He has asked the properties based on exponential distribution. Standard means if x follows exponential distribution with parameter theta, then the PDF is theta into e to the power minus theta x. If theta takes the value 1, then that is standard. From the results, you know that minimum of x comma y, if x comma y are independent, this independent has to be taken care. If x and y are independent, exponentially distributed with parameter lambda 1 and lambda 2, the minimum of xy is also exponential with parameter lambda 1 plus lambda 2. So only this will hold here, that is option D. Minimum of x and y has exponential distribution here with the parameter 2, because standard means parameter 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, let's move to next question. Question number 93. Given that Derlin-Watson D statistic is 0, what is the first order autocorrelation? It's also a straightforward concept based question. So if you know the concept, you can solve it easily. So given that DWD statistic is 0, means if there are the range of D statistic is 0 to 4. If D is exactly equal to 0, then there is no autocorrelation. If D is less than 2, that is positive autocorrelation. If D is greater than 2, then it is negative autocorrelation. And what he has asked, it is D equals 0. It means answer A, that is perfectly positive. In an autocorrelated regression model, which one of the following estimator is blue? Which of the following would be blue? Here it is, the generalized least square estimators. This is the blue in case of this. So answer is A here. And let's move to next question. For a random sample of size n from the Poisson distribution with the parameter lambda, MLE of xi of lambda, this is xi of lambda is given by 1 plus lambda into e power minus lambda. So one of the beautiful properties of MLE is, see, if x follows Poisson lambda, then MLE of lambda is given by x bar. Okay, this is very basic property. And if t is a MLE of theta, this is the property I am speaking about. If t is if t is any statistic, it is a MLE of theta, then any one-to-one function of t, that is xi of t, is MLE of xi of theta. Okay, I will repeat again. If t is MLE of theta, then xi of t is MLE of xi of theta, provided this xi is a one-to-one function. Okay, here you can observe that this lambda x bar is MLE of lambda. Here xi of lambda, this is a one-to-one function. Okay, so wherever lambda is there, you just substitute by x bar. So 1 plus x bar into e power minus x bar. So option D. This is the right answer. And let us move to next question. I think this is the first part I have covered. The remaining questions I will upload soon. And here there are answer keys which have been solved just now. You can if you want, you can take the snapshots and evaluate yourself. So remaining statistic questions I will upload in statistics part 2 or part 3. Hope you like this initiative. Please watch all other statistic videos which I have been already uploaded. So thank you for watching my video, and all the best for your results of KCET 2020. Have a good day.